Slightly higher than the four-great heavenly kings, the next realm is the Tavatimsa heaven. This is the heaven of the 33 gods. Why is it called the heaven of the 33 gods? Because these 33 gods rule that heaven. And the king is called Sakka Devaraja. Cantonese we call it Yok Wong Tai Tai. Thi Kong in Hokkien. In this heaven, one celestial day is 100 human years. And their lifespan is 1,000 celestial years. That means 36 million human years, so long. And these devas here look very beautiful and young. They look maybe like a 16-year-old. And until they die, after 36 million human years, until they die, they still remain like that. Remain so young. They still look so young. And the devas there are spontaneously reborn. Immediately, if you are destined to be reborn there, the moment you die here, you reappear there. And then if you reappear in heaven, within the boundary of Devaraja, you either become his son or his wife. So these devas, because their blessing is so great that they have a lot of wives. Now in this Tavatimsa heaven, there is another type of devas called asuras. And these asuras, they once a year, it seems, probably heavenly year, they fight with these 33 gods, because they were formerly in that heaven, it seems, because these asuras, they have a nature of fighting, and they also like to get drunk. And one day when they were drunk, they were thrown out of that heaven. It seems they fell into the ocean. They go and fight with these 33 gods once a year. And this story is not only in Buddhism, it's also in Hinduism. And there is a similar thing in the Bible also. In the Bible it's mentioned that Michael the archangel fought with Satan and chased him out of heaven. This probably comes from the same source, because some of these holy men, they practice until they can attain deep states of concentration where they have psychic power to look into the heaven and see. But over the years, these stories can get distorted. So, in this heaven, in these heavens, you also have animals, like it is mentioned that one day Sakka Devaraja went riding on his horse. He has a chariot pulled by 1,000 white horses, and these white horses can fly. So one day he was spotted by these asuras, and these asuras chased him. So he has a driver by the name of Matali. He asked this, and this Matali was driving very fast, but they were driving so fast they were about to hit some trees with the bird's nest there and young birds there. And this Sakka Devaraja, because he's such a good man, he told his driver to avoid hitting the birds and killing the birds. He said, turn around. So the 1,000 horses just turned around. And then when these asuras saw him turning around, they thought must be other devas coming from behind, and the asuras ran away. Now, some of these devas here can be quite huge. It is mentioned that there was some deva who came to see the Buddha, and the body was as big as 2 or 3 village fields, probably rice fields or something. And there is one asura by the name of Rahu, who is very huge. It seems he's so huge that when sometimes he goes in front of the moon, he can almost eclipse the moon. And one day, this Asura Rahu, he caught the moon deva by the name of Chandima. He wanted to maybe kill and eat this Chandima, this deva on the moon. And this deva on the moon, he shouted to call the Buddha for help. So when the Buddha knew, the Buddha immediately asked this Asura Rahu to let the moon deva loose. So because he's compassionate, he wants to help this deva. So this Rahu immediately released the moon Deva, went back to his heaven, and he was shivering all over. And the Asura king asked him, "Why are you shivering?" He said, "Just now," he related what happened. He said, if he had not released that moon Deva, his head would have split into 7 pieces. Which is possible because when the Buddha says something, you cannot change his words. Now, in the suttas, it is mentioned that once in a while, the 33 gods will meet. They have what they all committee having this meeting tonight. So they also have their committee meeting. 33 gods will meet. And when the 33 gods meet, then these 4 great heavenly kings have to come and report to them, for example, what is happening in the human realm. And these 33 gods will be sitting in their seats. And these 4 great heavenly kings, when they come to the 33 gods, they have to stand out of respect. They have no place to sit. They have to stand out of respect for the 33 gods. And sometimes when the 33 gods are meeting, Brahma, Bhante Wong, Brahma, the Deva, will come. When Brahma, this heavenly Deva comes, from far they can see a ball of light, a shining ball of light flying very fast towards them. And then these 33 gods know that Brahma is coming. They quickly stand out of respect. And then if he wants to talk with a particular Deva, he'll come in front of that Deva. Then he'll change his form from a ball of light, and will change to appear like a 33, one of the 33 gods. He'll take their form. And then he'll talk with them. And they have to stand out of respect when they talk to him. And after talking with them, then he will fly off again as a ball of light. Now it is mentioned in the Sakkapanha Sutta that some of these devas, they still have a bit of dukkha, in the sense that they can be jealous. For example, this is mentioned here that this Deva Panchasika, he fell in love with a Devi, but the Devi wasn't interested in him. So this kind of thing can also happen. So he had to get the help of the Deva Raja to get that Devi. And Sakka Deva Raja, he came to see the Buddha and he listened to the Dhamma, and it's mentioned that he became a Sotapanna. He's also an Arya. Now this Sakka Deva Raja, his blessings is so great that he has a palace called the Vejayanta Palace, mentioned in the Majjhima Nikaya Sutta 37. And this palace has 100 towers, 100 towers. And each tower has 700 upper chambers. And each upper chamber has 7 Devis, his wives. 7 Devis in each upper chamber. If you calculate, that means he has 490,000 wives, Devis. And each of his wives has 7 maids to look after each of his wives. So you see, his blessings is so great. So if you are interested to know how to become Sakka Deva Raja, I tell you the formula here. It is mentioned by the Buddha that when Sakka Deva Raja was a man, he practiced 7 things that helped him become Sakka Deva Raja. One was, he said, as long as I live, he said, as long as he lives, he will support and take good care of his parents. Number 2, he will revere the head of the family. He will respect the head of the family. Number 3, he wants to be very generous. He's a very generous person. And then number 4, he never wants to be angry. No matter what happens, he's never angry. And then another 3 things concern speech. One is he'll always speak gentle speech, never coarse speech, never angry speech. Another one, he'll always speak truthfully, never tell lies. Another one, the last one, he doesn't carry tales to cause people to quarrel or fight. He's not a malicious tale bearer. So he practiced these 7 things. Looked after his parents. He respect the families. Then he's very generous. He's never angry. Always speaks gentle speech. Speaks truthfully and never carry tales to make quarrel. And the Sakadeva Raja also presently he's always constantly keeping the 8 precepts, and he always advised his devas also, other devas, to keep the 8 precepts. And this Sakadeva Raja, one day in one sutta is mentioned that he came out of his palace to go go out, and he paid homage to the 4 directions. And his driver asked him, Deva Raja, he said, human beings and other beings pay homage to you. Who are you paying homage to? Then he said he's paying homage to the Aryas, those people who cultivate the spiritual path. And secondly, he said he pays homage to all the good men, the good laymen, who are very responsible, who take care of their families and keep the precepts, etc. So you see, even Sakadeva Raja also pay respect to some of you. Good laymen. So if you keep your precepts, one day you can join him up there. Now, this Anuruddha, Arahant Anuruddha, has very great psychic power. And one day, one of his former wives, also from this heaven of the 33, by the name of Jalini, came to see him. And this wife probably was longing for him and wanted him to be reborn in heaven. But he told the wife that he's finished with rebirth. How come this wife could come and see him? Because this heaven, one day is 100 human years. So he was in the heaven of the 33, he died, passed away from there, and he came to the earth maybe after, say for example, 40 years, he's an Arahant, 40 years old. But at 40 years old, is only half a day in the heaven, not even half a day. So the wife, after half a day, looking for him, found him in the human plane. So could still come and talk to him. In another sutta, this Anuruddha one day was visited by several very beautiful devis. And these devis of beautiful form, they had a few abilities. One, they could be as happy as they wanted any moment. Another thing was they could make any kind of music they wanted immediately. And then the third thing was they could change their color. So they came to talk to this Arahant Anuruddha, and they told him that this ability they have. And then they changed their color. Some of them were blue, all blue. Some were white, some were... And he was looking at them, appreciating their beautiful colors. And after that, they played music for him, all kinds of heavenly music. But then, being an Arahant, he knew how to control himself. So they thought, he's not enjoying our music, so they went off. Now these devas, normally they die when their karmic, their blessings as a deva is completed. They've used up their karma as a deva, and then they die off and take rebirth. But it is mentioned sometimes they can die because of forgetting to eat, They enjoy themselves so much and they forget to eat. Every living being must eat, And even these devas also, they have to eat, but they eat different things. But they enjoy so much, they forgot to eat, then they die. Another way they can die, it seems, is they can be over angry. Because they have very fine bodies, and they become too angry, their body cannot take it. So suddenly they die. That's the peculiarity. Sometimes as human beings we get too angry, so we get a headache. Now, the heaven above them is the Yama Devas, those who have attained to divine bliss, as is mentioned. They have a lifespan of 2,000 celestial years, equivalent to 144 million human years. It is not mentioned much in the suttas about them. Then above them is the Tusita heavens. They are the contented Devas. And usually the Buddha to be is reborn there, the Bodhisattva is reborn there. There, their lifespan is 4,000 celestial heavenly years, equivalent to 576 million human years. And then the fifth heaven in the central realm is the Nimanarati Devas, Devas delighting in creation. Why are they called Devas delighting in creation? Because their blessings is so great, they can wish for anything, it will appear. They think, long time I haven't taken ice cream, and suddenly ice cream or whatever. They're longing for a girlfriend, and a girlfriend will appear. Longing for a boyfriend will appear. And there, their lifespan is 8,000 celestial years, equivalent to 2,304 million human years. And then above them is the Paranimitta Vasavati Devas. These are the Devas wielding power over others' creations. In other words, they probably use the Devas from the fifth heaven to do things for them, create things for them, whatever they do. And there, their lifespan is 16,000 celestial years or heavenly years, equivalent to 9,216 million human years. And in this realm, there are a few like sultans, kings. One of them is Mara. Mara is our Mawong. And this Mawong, actually his blessings is very great. He probably could be somebody who practiced the holy path before, but because of the ego, he couldn't get rid of the ego, so he's reborn there. And because his ego is so big, if he finds somebody like Jesus or the Buddha practicing the spiritual path so well that they are about to be enlightened, then he cannot sit still, he'll come and disturb them, obstruct them. He don't want them to be greater than him. We have not come to that level where we can attract his attraction, can attract him, his attention. The Mara inside us, inside our mind, already caught him. Take care of it. And this Mara can be very, obstructive, He can influence monks to obstruct them from practicing the holy path. He can influence them to commit suicide, etc. And then the Buddha mentioned the only way actually we can overcome Mara is to attain jhana. If we attain state of one-pointedness of mind, our mind is so strong, Mara cannot influence us. When you are in the state of jhana, the state of one-pointedness of mind, Buddha said you are beyond the vision of Mara. Mara cannot see you. So this is a description of the 6 heavenly realms above our human plane, all in the central realm. I know of a Buddhist in Penang. When he was dying, he was dying of cancer. So the neighbors were Christians. So the wife went out to market, so asked this old couple of Christians to look after him. And then only after his funeral, they related. It seems that they saw these devas, heavenly beings, coming in through the window, making offerings to him. That means this man was going to be reborn in heaven. Now we come to the Rupa Bhava, the form existence. This form existence, there are 16 planes. To be reborn in this form existence, this form realm, is called form realm because they are very fine material form. Very fine material form. And to be reborn here, you need to attain jhana, one-pointedness of mind, state of deep concentration. And if a person attains these states of deep concentration, the lust goes off, anger goes off. So these beings here, they are not interested in sex because the bliss of jhana, bliss of meditation is much higher. So all the devas here are unisex. Unisex. No, they are just their form is like the Brahma, a ball of light. The mind is so powerful; they are just a ball of light. But because the mind is powerful, they can change their form whenever they want. The lowest is the first jhana. First jhana. If first people who attain the first jhana can be reborn in this first jhana realm. This first jhana, there are 3 planes. The lowest one is called the retinue of Brahma. Then after that, higher is the ministers of Brahma. Then after that is the great Brahma. And the lifespan now, the great Brahma is 1 world cycle. 1 world cycle. These beings, these Brahmas, their light is so powerful. They have control over 1,000 world systems. Their light can shine 1,000 stars. 1,000 world systems. And some of them can be 2,000, 3,000, up to 100,000 worlds. Their light can shine. Their power extends up to 100,000 world systems. But some of them, because their lifespan is so long, they have wrong view. They think that they are eternal, they'll never die. And the Buddha in the suttas, the Buddha has gone to see some of them. And the reason the Buddha goes and see a particular deva is because of affinity from the past life. For example, in a past life, the Buddha was an ascetic, and he had a teacher who was reborn in that realm, and then he go and convert his wrong view. And it's mentioned that these devas, they think their power depends on their brightness, And some of them, the brighter they are, the more powerful they are. Now, above that is the second jhana heavens. There are 3 levels also. The lowest is called the devas of limited radiance. And then the middle one is the devas of unbounded radiance. Then after that, the devas of streaming radiance, abhasara. And it's mentioned that these devas are alike in body but different in perception. And their lifespan is 2 kapas, 2 world cycles. And this second jhana is a state of great concentration. And they are so happy there that they keep exclaiming, "Oh happiness, oh happiness!" They're so happy. They don't need anything to entertain them. The happiness is from inside because of cultivating jhana. They just keep exclaiming, "Oh happiness, oh happiness!" And then the Buddha mentioned that when world systems collapse, beings are reborn here in the abhasara heaven, the second jhana realm. That means the second jhana realm, they are higher than this 1,000-fold world system, because it is mentioned that the Buddha said world systems expand and contract. So what is meant is that these stars, for example, 1,000 stars, they make up a galaxy. What we call a galaxy is called by the Buddha a small 1,000-fold world system. And these stars, scientists now see that these stars are expanding from each other and moving away from each other. But the scientists don't know whether they keep on moving forever or they will come to a stop. But the Buddha said they will come to a limit, and then after that it will contract. And then when they contract, these stars come closer and closer and closer and closer together. The time will come, now we see one star, one sun in our world. Later, a second sun will appear, When the second sun appears, the world is coming to an end. After a long time, the third sun will appear, fourth sun. Until 7 suns appear, then the world will burst into flames and completely extinguish. So to my reckoning, this is talking about the 1,000-fold world system. These 1,000 stars come together. So this second jhana realm, they are beyond this 1,000 world system. That's why they are not affected when all these stars burn. These stars will probably burn and form together and come together and form what we call the black hole. In science they call the black hole. The black hole is not nothing, it is such a big solid mass that it attracts everything that flies near it. And after a long time it will explode and the world will form again in a cycle. Then we come to the third jhana. Third jhana, there are also 3 levels. The lowest is the devas of limited glory or limited beauty. Then the second is the devas of unbounded glory. Then after that, the devas of refulgent glory. Here their lifespan is 4 world cycles. And they experience such great bliss that no word can come out of them. They are so blissful that they cannot speak of it also. And then we come to the 4th jhana plane. This 4th jhana plane, there are 7 levels. The lowest one is the devas of great fruit. Here, their lifespan is 500 world cycles. You see, the previous one was only 4 world cycles. Suddenly, it's 500 world cycles, because the 4th jhana is very difficult to attain. 500 world cycles. And then after that is the asanya satta, unconscious beings, beings without perception and feeling. They just have a body, a huge body without consciousness. That is not a good existence. Then after that, there are 5 levels of heavens called the Suddhavasa, pure abodes. Now these 5 levels of heavens, only anagamins, third fruit Aryas can be reborn there. And if you are reborn there, you will never come back to the human realm again. Never be reborn in the human realm again. So the disciples of the Buddha who attain the third fruit, Arya fruit, they are reborn there. But some of them, they come back to see the Buddha. It is mentioned in the suttas that one of his disciples, Anagamin disciples, just after passing away, reborn there, he came to see the Buddha. But because that heaven, their body is so fine and so huge, when he came back to see the Buddha, our world is so coarse that he couldn't stand up, It was like something very soft, It just fell on the ground, So he didn't know what to do, So the Buddha had to tell him. The Buddha said, make your body coarse, make your body gross. So because his mind is so strong, he made his body like hard. And then he could stand up and talk to the Buddha. So these 5 levels of anagamins, some of these anagamins, third fruit Aryas, some of them are born at the lowest level. Then after passing away from here, they go to another level. Passing away from here, another level. So they go to 5 heavens before they enter Nibbana. Some of them, they go to four of these heavens and then they enter Nibbana. Some go to 3, some go to 2, some go to 1 and then enter Nibbana. So these are the devas of the fine material form. 16 altogether, 16 planes.